case you can't tell, we're really excited about Halo this week at Tower Casuals.
I know, dude. Dude, the Halo anniversary event. By the way, Xbox 20th anniversary this week. Big deal. Dropped Halo Infinite's multiplayer beta. I mean, it's essentially out, right? So,
yeah, they're calling it a beta basically for legal reasons.
Yeah.
And so, like, nobody crucifies them if it's not working, but achievements, everything is fully there. It's that is probably the biggest shadow drop of all time.
Yeah.
I've now become convinced that I think there was a little bit of a, like, legit, we're gonna, like, trickle this out there just to build the hype for Monday.
Yeah.
But I will forever wonder what this looks like if this doesn't leak Thursday night and Friday morning.
Yeah.
I'm up there at the hospital with my mom on Friday morning, and like I had a message when we got done with Tower Casuals last Thursday saying, "Hey, did you see the rumor that Halo Infinite may release on Monday?" And I was like, oh, "Okay, you know what? Whatever." Like I kind of looked at the sources from, I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Like they kind of make things up. Like I'm not really gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna throw any outlet under the bus. Just like, they kind of take like little rumors and run with them. Okay, it's probably some bullshit rumor that started like gaming leaks and rumors on Reddit, right? By Friday afternoon, it was becoming much more real. And then Pringles got into the fray, had a countdown clock ending on Monday morning.
Of course,
I was like,
Pringles.
oh, shit. Fucking Pringles, man. MVP of the year. Like, it's like Walmart Canada and then Pringles for like reliable leakers. They're on my power rankings now. I guess it would really go like Jeff Grubb, Jess Corden, Walmart Canada, Pringles. Like they're in the Power Five. They're in the Power Five right now.
Power Five. Unlike your Seahawks.
Oh, God, fuck the Seahawks. I don't want to talk about the Seahawks right now. I'm fully focused on the Mavs season, which also is not starting off that great. Luka's already hurt. I am not looking forward to the Jason Kidd era. But I do not think this is a stretch to say this is the biggest shadow drop of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Pretty big.
To just come out and drop it. I got genuinely emotional when Joe Staten and the God, I'm forgetting his name, the head of the multiplayer suite, did the intro at the very end of the 20th anniversary event, which already, like, I was watching this with Colonel Panic. I was getting really emotional watching it. So many games that I have a personal connection to, obviously, are on Xbox. Mm-hmm. And we just kept seeing footage of, Halo, the launch for Halo 2, Halo 3, Gears of War was there. We saw Fable, we saw Morrowind, KOTOR, what was named, Jade Empire was showed it there. And it's like there's so many games, and then a lot of the games I love are coming as the final batch of backwards compatible games, with Max Payne and Oddworld Munch's Odyssey being two of the ones I'm really looking forward to playing again. And then the creme de la creme was this, and the little tiny teaser for the Halo TV series on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, which
they
got the suit right. I'll give them that at this point.
They got the suit right. Jen Taylor is back as Cortana, which she was not originally.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God. It was going to be the same actress and Natasha McElhone, great actress. I like her a lot. She's playing Dr. Halsey. But, man, getting Jen Taylor to do Cortana was so key.
Yeah. Did they confirm who's playing Chief yet?
Chief is being played by Pablo Schreiber.
Right, in the suit. But is he playing the voice too?
I don't know. I think him playing Chief does indicate that he's probably going to do the voice. But I also think it may hint that we have a lot of unmasked Chief.
Yeah. Have
a situation kind of similar to Mando.
Yeah.
Except, and that's where Colonel and I were talking about this. We're so excited for this. We're going to watch the shit out of this. But, man, the fact that they haven't confirmed that Steve Downes is going to be in it really concerns me.
Yeah.
Because I don't even, and I'm not one of those, like, purists who's like, oh, my God, Steve Downes has to be the voice of Master Chief.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not one of those, but...
The voice is so iconic, though, dude. Like,
it really is. I mean, but at the same time, Steve Downes is in his 70s. I don't know that they're going to keep using him past Halo Infinite. And that's not me saying like, oh my God, Steve Downes needs to retire. That's me saying I think that they may be ready to like set Chief aside for a while after the Halo campaign comes out. I would really, really, really like for him to at least have some sort of vocal cameo in the series, like maybe voice another Spartan or something like that. But this was always, in my opinion, this was always going to happen. Like if you're casting a younger actor and not just putting somebody in a suit, that implies to me that you're going to unmask Chief in this show.
Yeah. And maybe even an Infinite.
Which by extension leads me to believe you're going to unmask him in Halo Infinite, because you're going to want that reveal in a game and not a TV series.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want it in Halo Infinite first before the series, right? And that leads me to believe that maybe, possibly, they're going to use, what's his name, Pablo Schreiber or whatever, as the character model for Chief's face in the game, you think?
So I don't. I think that the Halo TV series takes place, because I mean he's with Cortana. I think it takes place sometime before the fall of Reach. Either before the fall of Reach or it kind of has to, right? If Halsey is in it.
Did they confirm that this is part of the game's canon?
Captain Keyes is in this.
I know, but did they confirm that this is part of the same canon as the games?
I believe it is in the same canon. I do not think it's an adaptation. I think this is an original story with Chief.
Because I know they made it was a big deal that they cast Keyes and he's a black guy in the show.
I mean, maybe it's a reimagining of the first game.
Yeah.
We saw, so there were leaked images last summer, and the VFX work on the Prophets looked amazing. So I don't know if this is a retelling of Halo 1 and like maybe Halsey is just there in flashbacks or what. It seems like a lot of it is going to focus on Chief's training. Because when you watch the teaser, you see all the cuts and the scars on his back where they put the cybernetic implants into.
Yeah.
And you see him, like putting on the armor, putting on the helmet, and then you hear Jen Taylor's voice, saying basically like, "Welcome back, Chief."
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so skeptical, but we've had some really good shows lately for video game properties, and for me, this is kind of the do or die moment for live action game shows. Like, are they actually going to be worth watching or not? Like, because they have supposedly dumped almost $200 million into this series. And that does include, they had to extensively reshoot a lot of stuff. They had 5 episodes completed filming before COVID-19, and then the series was going to come out this year,
right? And
it probably honestly would have come out had Infinite come out last fall. It probably would have come out with that.
Yeah,
it was delayed. They reshot most of those episodes,
right,
including making the changes to having Jen Taylor in it. The other theory I've heard is that maybe Steve Downes isn't the voice of Chief right now because because of his age, he is considered high risk.
Yeah.
And they don't want to take the chance of getting him into it. Now, granted, I'm guarantee you Steve Downes has recording equipment in his house and could do it.
Yeah. Well, isn't his daytime job a radio host?
Yes. So. I would say that a lot of this is they probably want to be able to coach him and stuff in person, because this is his only voiceover role, is Master Chief.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens here.
Yeah.
With Steve Downes, but the multiplayer suite dropping, incredible moment. I can't tell you the amount of times just in the first 3 or 4 days that I've said just one more game, and it's turned into like 2 more hours of playing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gone to bed before 2 a.m. at since this launched. I was fervently trying to get I got the Halo Series X. I was trying to get it set up while Colonel Panic and I are trying to watch the beginning of this Microsoft event. I'm streaming it on my laptop. I'm in a party with him while I'm trying to get the apps to download on my console. And about 3 minutes in, I was finally able to make the switch over. But God, just it feels so good. Like we've talked about the flights before, but this feels like it's on another level. It's probably the most polished multiplayer I've played at launch in years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a strong contender for like ever in the modern era.
Yeah.
Like, when your number one complaint is the battle pass and post-match XP,
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty great launch.
Yeah, because you can change that. I mean, they already announced changes were coming by the end of the week, right? So they might already be done by the time.
They already knew that there were complaints about that coming out of the flighting. We got to play with the match XP and with dailies and things like that. And, like, I do think there's going to be further refinements before the quote official launch period.
Right.
When it comes out on the 8th, I would not be surprised to see them announce a full revamp by then.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I've played a ton this week. I've probably gotten like 60, 70 matches in this week easily already. And I'm level 9 on my battle pass.
Yeah. Dude, it's so good. Like, just the movement and the way the guns feel. I had a pretty awesome overkill moment where the one map that's outside from the test flight I was playing, and their whole team was gathered in the hallway, and I threw a grenade, and then I took some of their health down with the auto rifle, and then the brute hand shotgun thing. I don't know what it's called yet. I haven't really learned the names. I was going down into the hallway, and I took 2 of them out with that, and then I meleeed the last guy in the face, and I got an overkill, and it was like, oh, it was so good, dude. The multi-kill stuff in Halo always feels good, but this feels like especially like, oh man, I wanted to jump up and down and scream. It was awesome.
It's amazing. I just like the new weapons feel so good. Like, so you have the skewer, which the skewer has led to more hero moments than any other weapon for me so far. It's a strong contender for best weapon in the game, period.
Which one's the skewer? Is that the one with the knife on the end of it?
The spikes. Yeah, it shoots the spikes out.
Okay.
I cannot tell you the amount of time. I basically have memorized where that and the sniper spawn, because one of those will spawn. They will never both spawn, but they will alternate spawns usually.
Yeah.
On the big team maps. And I figure out where the skewer is, get it, and I pretty much just like, I run around the map still playing, but I wait for vehicles, and when I see vehicles, I drop whatever I'm doing and shoot, because it's a one-hit kill on ghosts, banshees, wasps, mongooses. It is not always a one-hit kill on tanks or warthogs, but it will take out like 90% of the warthog's health. If it's taken any sort of damage, you'll kill it with one hit.
Yeah.
It feels so good though, but also like no scoping somebody is so rewarding.
Yeah.
With it, you only get 4 shots, but it's basically an anti-aircraft gun.
Yeah.
It feels really good to use. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been skewered while I'm in a vehicle with it. If you aim for the tires, like that basically does it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and sometimes you don't have, like, I tried shooting a ghost the other night, and the player who was controlling it jerked out of the way because they were fighting someone else. They didn't even see me, but they jerked out of the way, so instead of it hitting the ghost, it hit them and no-scoped them straight off of the ghost.
Wow.
The grapple shot, though, like, the way that has changed and the way the verticality works in the big team maps is something we haven't really seen in big team maps in Halo in a long time, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
No position feels truly safe in this game. In any of the maps, no position is like 100% bona fide, I'm safe here.
Yeah.
Area.
Yeah, there's always a second or a third way into an area, right? Like if you're in a bunker and there's a door on either side, and then you have the big, kind of like a big window looking out onto a battlefield or whatever. Like, you're never safe.
Never safe. I like the electric weapons a lot, the disruptor and the shock rifle. I'm a really big fan of those. They've added a new type of kill, perfect. Basically, if you get a precision headshot with certain weapons, boom, that's it. Like, you have to land all headshots. Like, you can get with battle rifle, you can get it with the pistol, but if you get it with the shock rifle, you land that one headshot, boom, that's it. They're done. Even if they have full shields, they're done. If you're able to, with that little reticule, if you're able to hit that headshot, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
It's so rewarding, but also that and the disruptor, the little shock pistol, work as EMPs against the vehicles, which is also really rewarding, because sometimes that's the difference between somebody scoring and not scoring in Capture the Flag.
Mm-hmm.
Every weapon feels good. And this isn't even the full suite of weapons. Like, I'm sure there are more weapons that they will put in there after they make their appearance in the campaign. But right now, having as many as you have that are both banished and UNSC weapons feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to being able to customize the look of my banished weapons in my armor hall.
Yeah.
Instead of only being able to do UNSC. That's a little minor criticism for me, but I'm mainly attributing that to they're probably going to let me do that after I played the campaign.
Right.
Or at least started it, and I want to put skins on my banshees and things like that too.
Mm-hmm.
No one type of vehicle feels particularly dominant except for the Wasp.
Yeah.
Which again, even the Wasp though, high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
If you are you have to stay up in the air to avoid the grapple shots, but you kind of have to get low to get those kills on regular players.
Also, if someone's running around with a spanker, you're done. If they get a
spanker, the sniper, the skewer, like power, dude, even assault rifles will just grind it up.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as dominant as it was in Halo 5.
Yeah. That's
probably the most notable thing to me is it doesn't feel like it's an automatic win if you get it now. But it is so much fun to use. I have become the guy who I try to go for that. I want that, the grapple shot, and a skewer, or a sniper, and I'm pretty happy for the rest of the match. It's the original game of hero moments, though, right? As far as an FPS goes.
Yeah.
And there have been so many. I've hit record so many times on my controller. I probably have somewhere between 50 and 60 recordings that I've clipped. And I've gone and edited a lot. It's like I want to just make like a montage of all the ridiculous things I've done. Like there was a Wasp that didn't see me. It was shooting my teammates, and I was crouched up on a ridge. And as soon as I saw it come over, and as it started going away, I think the pilot saw me at the last second because I ran and jumped off the ledge and shot my grapple, thinking I was going to miss, and it attached as this dude's flying away. So I'm like zip-lining practically across the map. It's an auto hijack when you do that, and I kicked them out over this big pit that you die if you fall into.
Right. That's awesome.
And it was just so satisfying. Granted, I died almost immediately after because their whole team must have, or at least his squad must have seen me and was like, nope, here's a skewer, here's a sniper shot, you're gonna die.
Yeah, but that moment of attaching the grapple to it and kicking him out, that's a hero moment.
That moment, yeah, the death was not captured on camera, so I plead the fifth. Man, it's just so good. Like, other than the Trials revamp, the first couple weekends of the Trials revamp, there has not been a multiplayer maybe since Titanfall 1, I should be clear, launched, where I've been like, just one more game, just one more game, just one more game.
Yeah.
And it's been, and I say that knowing Titanfall 2 is better, but I have a lot of memories of Titanfall 1. And it's definitely the most engaged I've been with a Halo multiplayer since, I would say, the trilogy.
Yeah.
I never got into Halo Reach multiplayer. Halo 4 was just such a different experience. I played it mainly as a social thing. I just started dating my girlfriend at the time. We played a lot of Halo because it was an easy way for us to talk and have some privacy. And then, I mean, Halo 5, we all know my opinions about Halo 5.
I think we know everyone's opinions on Halo 5.
Right. Like, I wasn't even a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of the arena. I've grown to not like 4v4 as much the older I've gotten.
Yeah.
I think I would like Halo's smaller modes if it was 6-on-6 and not 4v4.
Yeah.
But that's my personal take on it. I get that that's a longtime Halo staple, and I look forward to them adding a Big Team Slayer playlist, because I think that those are the two big feedbacks I've seen. Big Team Slayer just as a permanent mode. Don't make me sit through the rotating carousel.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to play objectives. They simply don't.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying. Like, I want it to be the people who want to play objectives are there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, capture the flag
So
for people that don't want to play objectives is super annoying. Just
capture the flag for me is less annoying than fucking power cells, because people won't even go pick them up. Like, you can be one person trying to move like 6 of these things.
Yeah. I was playing oddball the other night and someone went to pick up
God.
I was the only one picking up the ball. Like,
Yeah.
everybody else was just shooting each other. I'm like, do you not understand what oddball is? Like,
It's not great. So Big Team Slayer needs to be a playlist, and I've already seen a lot of calls for SWAT to be a permanent game mode.
Yeah.
And you have to think that that's probably going to come with like the title update for campaign.
Right.
Those two, that they had to have known Big Team Slayer was going to be the biggest request.
Yeah.
So I feel like both of those will be a thing. And they might do another ranked playlist of like ranked 4v4 Slayer.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, it feels really good. I look forward to them making more maps. Like, I like the maps that we have, but I definitely want. Of course, this dog is going nuts in the hallway. These people are moving out finally, so this should be the last time we ever hear this dog on this show. Movers have been moving them out all day, and it's been so rewarding for me. But I think that's probably the biggest thing you have to focus on right now. Is they're gonna have to they're gonna have to get more maps out there. Like, if I know 343, they probably have a bunch sitting in reserve. Like, we were laughing the other day. We're like, how on earth did you launch a new Halo and not have Blood Gulch in it? Like, if this is really the spiritual reboot of Halo, like, Blood Gulch needs to be in this game.
You think we'll get classic maps? Because they said initially there's not going to be any classic maps in here.
If this game is supposed to last for 10 fucking years, I better get Blood Gulch at some point.
They're just gonna make it like an event, like, oh, Blood Gulch is back, Beaver Creek is back.
If Fortnite can do Blood Gulch, Halo Infinite can do Blood Gulch. That's all I'm gonna say. As far as classic maps go, I mean, there's really only there's probably 4 maps that I think of when I think of Halo.
Yeah.
That's Blood Gulch, Beaver Creek, Zanzibar, and Valhalla are probably the 3 or 4 I immediately think of.
Yeah.
I would like to see all of those I mean, Valhalla, we basically have a spiritual sequel to Valhalla in terms of the fragmentation map for Big Team.
Yeah.
I
would like to see like Lockout or Guardian too.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, we have evolved so much since Blood Gulch, like, and I know, like,
yeah, but
kids today would load in and be like, oh, what's this? And I'd be like, the greatest fucking map, like the most iconic multiplayer map of all time is Blood Gulch.
Remember the portal that just shot you to the middle of the map?
Dude, you remember shoddy snipers on it?
Yeah.
Everybody's out there invincible, like, dude, racing for the scorpion tanks. Like, God, dude, there's just so many memories of Blood Gulch and Coagulation that I have.
Yeah.
And I get that we've moved way beyond that, but like bringing that back for a limited time event, I think would be a cool thing. 4v4 on Beaver Creek, I think Beaver Creek still holds up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
To this day, Valhalla still holds up. Zanzibar is one I would love to see. Zanzibar come back as a Big Team map. I think that would still work. It's obviously smaller than any of the Big Team maps we have in Halo Infinite right now.
That's part of the remastered maps in Halo 2, right? For the Master Chief Collection, Zanzibar.
Yes.
So I mean, the map is technically already built. I know it's not in this engine, but I mean,
I would like to see them brought back, even if it's just like once a year for like a classic play. Like, bring them back like you do Griffball, just like, you know, every couple of seasons, like you rotate classic maps in.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it, but like I said, if the battle pass is our biggest concern, we're doing okay right now. Like, battle pass, and Big Team Slayer, I think, is just an egregious oversight, but at the same time, I think it was, hey, we have a bunch of new types of gameplay, or if you skipped Halo 5, you may not know how to do strongholds or total control. Stockpile is a brand new thing. Like, we're going to force you to learn these. And, okay, you did this, here's your reward. Like, they had a whole suite of anniversary cosmetics given to you if you logged in this first week. Everybody's going to get the golden visor for the armor, which I found out about literally 10 minutes after finishing my weekly challenges. That did not feel great. But yeah, it's God, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait for this campaign. This is going to be a blast in 4-player co-op. Like, this sandbox feels so good. It feels so finely tuned already. And the audio design is incredible. Like, that Atmos sound is really coming through my headset. Every time you score on one of these maps, there's a giant AA cannon on one of them. And when it fires, it sounds like I'm standing next to it.
Yeah.
It's wild. Or like you hear the Infinity fire or something like that on some of these maps. It's odd. You see the Forerunner structures light up on fragmentation when somebody scores. It's awesome. It's just awesome. Like when things come dropping in, if you're standing next to them, it sounds like they're dropping right next to you. Like you can see them shooting in. This is Halo is back.
Halo's
what else
back.
can you say? Halo is back.
Halo's back.
Course,
it feels good, plays good. Master Chief is back on top. Woo!
Have you played Big Team with the Razorback? Have you used the Razorback, the non Gatling gun Warthog?
No.
So it's basically the transport hog again, but if you use it, you can store weapons on the back.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that you could store weapons on the back.
You can store the power cells on there too, we found out.
Ooh.
So we were driving it up there, and we were loading them onto the back, and then everybody was grabbing one and jumping in, and we were driving off. We drove off like a whole wave of them doing that.
That's
and
awesome.
Everybody else is still throwing them. We've leveled up 2 all the way before the other side even got 1 power cell because we just drove them off in those.
That's awesome.
Felt great. Like, pro tip, the hero moments. It's just like, that's what it's here for. Like, I don't take it personally when I lose in a game like Halo because I don't have things at stake here. It's just like, oh, I'm leveling up a battle pass, which still feels really weird to be doing in Halo.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it. Like, the battle passes don't expire. We've said time and time again, like, Destiny needs to take a page out of this book. Never expiring battle passes. But Halo, conversely, needs to take one out of Destiny's book and be like, hey, you can level up your battle pass pretty quickly in Destiny. You need to be able to do that in Halo also. Even though this first season is going to last until May, I'm still like, thank God you put all the Reach armor in here because that's the only kind of armor I'd ever want for my Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Emil armor, and of course that means you have to get the level 95 for it out of 100. So I'll be playing a lot of this up until the anniversary event, and then I'll be kind of splitting my time 50-50 between that and campaign before settling into multiplayer. I think free-to-play, I think, has really helped this game already. Even though you do not have an option in casual, so on Big Team or in Quick Play, you do not have the option to not play against mouse and keyboard. You can disable that for comp, which feels really good, being able to do that. So,
cool.
Any other thoughts on Halo before we move on to the Schwab, though, Corey?
No, I've been obsessed. You know, I've been playing it every free chance that I can get. You know, it's just
right.
It's awesome. If you are looking for, you know, I mean, the big thing too is it's free to play. So if you need a PvP itch, and you're kind of wanting to take some time off of Destiny before the 30th anniversary event, this is a good one.
This is it. Yeah.
When are you gonna go play Battlefield?
Which is completely broken, by the way. So.
Yeah. All right, Josh, what do you say we get into the TWAB?
The TWAB!